So I finally got out there, and it was dope. I have to admit, people were cool as fuck. Uh, just in the streets, people smile. You could go out to a restaurant, people are very open, happy to receive tourists. None of the snotty attitude. They don't seem jaded, which is what the reputation is for Paris. That there they kind of don't really care for the tourist. They're sick of them. I didn't get that vibe at all in Italy. People were amazing, incredibly friendly. Uh, just riding on the bus in the city, started up a conversation with some local teens, maybe like 18 years old. They found out I was American. They were open. They wanted to speak English with me. They wanted to practice. And it was just a great interaction. And they even invited me to go out with them to have some drinks. And what else? Also on Tinder. So on Tinder, I matched up with a girl, I guess on a Friday. I arrived Friday. I think I matched up with her Friday. And I was like, hey, maybe we should get together. So Saturday night, we ended up hanging out together. I hit her up to meet me. She came and met me at a pizza place. I showed up crazy late. I told her about CP time. So I told her, like, hey, you're Latin. Even though you're European, you're Latin. You're South European. So I look at you like a Latin person. And Latin people, just like black people, they are on CP time. So what that means is they are not going to be like Germans. You tell them 3 o'clock, they might show up at 3:42. They might show up at 3:33, but it's not going to be precise, especially when it comes to informal type get-togethers. You got to build in that cushion. So if you're expecting people to show up on time, you got to give them an extra 25 minutes. You tell them, hey, I want to see you at 3:30 when you ain't even ready for their ass till 4. So I did the same with her, and it turned out that I was semi-right. She was late, not as late as, uh, you know, a typical Latino from South America or a black person, but she was late. So I explained the concept to her. She laughed about it. She said, I guess in America there's a lot of stereotypes, and I said, you have no idea. So from there we met. Very cool. She was open to speak English with me. Her English was really good, which I was surprised about. She's only 21, and her English was awesome for Italy, especially, but just in general for someone who's speaking a second language and they haven't been living in a country where that language is practiced. Her level was very high. We got some pizza. She introduced me to this little croquette pocket called suppli, Suppli. Inside the croquette, there's rice, there's tomato sauce, and something else. I don't know, onion or something. It was good. It's a different texture. It's fried. The ball of flour or whatever that they put it in is fried, and it's crunchy, but not too crunchy. It was good. I enjoyed it, and it's crazy cheap. I think like €1 for a decent size suppli ball. And then we had the pizza. The pizza was pretty solid. Not amazing. The amazing thing that I tried in Italy, the most amazing food, was the gelato. I mean, come on. The gelato in Rome was fantastic, but only at this famous spot. The spot's name is Fozzie, like Fozzie Bear, but not spelled exactly that way. I think it's Fazzi, Fozzie. So Fozzie's got some bomb ass gelato. I don't even know what adjective to use. I just hesitate. I was like, dope, crazy, ridiculous, bomb, awesome, slamming, all of that, all in one. You are making a huge mistake if you go to Rome and you don't try at least once the gelato at Fozzie, because nowhere in the city compares. This place has been in business for over 100 years, maybe 200 years. It's the oldest only gelato store in Rome. So don't believe the hype. Forget the competitors. Go to Fozzy. You will be impressed. And the prices are really low too. It was good to go there and see very few tourists, menus strictly in Italian, but they were very friendly and were open to speak with you in English. Obviously, they're used to dealing with people who only speak English, especially the Chinese, because Chinese tourists in Italy everywhere. And English is the common language in between China and Italian, because Italians aren't going to learn Chinese, Chinese aren't going to learn Italian. English, very universal language in most places, which is a contradiction, but anyway. So, based on that recommendation, I can say, oh yeah, so back to the girl. The girl I met, very, very attractive, nice girl. She picked me up in her car after the pizza we shared. She took me to a underground student hip hop party. Apparently, the guy who was rapping there is pretty famous. He's a big deal in Italy. No one knows him outside of Italy because all of his music is in Italian, 100% Italian. He didn't even do like a crowd warm up, like, "Hey, how's everybody?" Da 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 da. Or my brother. Da 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 da. No, it was just pure Italian all night. But he had a flow. He had a crazy flow. I didn't know what he was saying, but he was like, that's how it sounded to me. But he was flowing, man, on a bunch of different beats, a cappella, freestyle. He had the crowd moving. So I know he wasn't just mumbling. He was saying some shit. And it was nice to see another hip hop scene. And it was funny because there were no blacks there, other than me, obviously. Yeah, because in Rome you see black people pretty commonly. It's not rare to see a black person in Rome, especially a black man. But at this hip hop spot, there were no black people, which is ironic. Well, anyway, it was a good time.